I'm Beck. I'm here to make science, technology, engineering, and math simple and exciting for young women. You can reach out anytime on Instagram or on email if you have questions about your career. Today I'm talking about your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn can be a little bit intimidating, but it really is the place you need to be when you're looking for work experience, looking for jobs, or looking for any kind of professional recognition. Before we get into the detail, let's take a look around LinkedIn. The first thing that you'll see when you land on LinkedIn is a news feed. Not surprising, they're on most social websites. You can see announcements from people who I am connected with, and you're able to like, comment, share, etc. You get advertisements, and as you can see, videos, more and more announcements, etc. The thing that we'll talk about more in this video though is the profile section. This is a look at my own profile. The first thing you'll see, you've got a fairly prominent profile pic and a banner, and we'll talk about the profile picture a little bit more later this video. Then you'll see an about section where you can give a little bit of information about who you are, what's important to you, and we'll talk more about that as well. You've got your dashboard, which is something only you can see. It shows how many people are looking at your profile. You can click on it and see how that's moved over time. You can usually see who's actually looked at your profile. Mine has stopped showing that. I'm not quite sure why though. And then let's just go back. So you've got your dashboard, your activity. So here's where you see posts that you've made and the reactions that they've got. Then you've got your experience section, and here's where we'll spend a bit of time talking about later on in this video. It shows jobs that you've had, the title that you had, how long you were in there, and dot points that share detail about what you did in that role. So you can see here my roles at Canva, Telstra, CommBank, a business that I ran, and then you've got education. So here's where your school and university studies would go as well. And then you also have other things that you've learned on the side. So if you've done courses in Coursera, or maybe you work at McDonald's and you've done some courses that they offer, they go there. You've got a section for volunteer experience as well, which is really important. Strongly suggest you get volunteer experience. Skills and endorsements, these are typically things that other people endorse you for. And finally, recommendations. We'll talk more about this later in the video as well. Very important that you get recommendations, as they're some of the most viewed real estate on LinkedIn. There are 3 things to keep in mind when setting up your LinkedIn profile. PQR, P for picture, Q for quick, exciting, catchy highlights, and R for recommendations. First, P for picture, and this is talking about your LinkedIn profile picture. It's easy to get right, and luckily LinkedIn has some tips and tricks that they give us to help you to set up your best profile picture. Their rules are pretty simple. First, your face should take up 60% of the photo. Your smile should be genuine. You should be smiling with your eyes. There should be light on your face, and you should wear something that you would wear to work. So here are a couple of examples. This is the current profile pic that I have for LinkedIn. You'll see my face takes up most of the photo. The lighting's good, the smile is genuine, and I am wearing something that I would wear to work. Compared to this photo, I look super cute. I'm on my way to a friend's wedding, but let's talk about why it probably isn't the best LinkedIn profile photo. First, my face only takes up about 25% of the pic. The lighting's good, the smile's genuine, but I'm wearing something that I wouldn't wear to work. It's sure a really nice dress. It's one of my favorites, but it's not something that I would wear to work. So remember, when doing your profile picture for LinkedIn, a few really simple rules. Your face should take up 60%. Make sure the lighting's good, your smile's genuine, and wear something that you would wear to work. So that's P for picture. Next, let's talk about quick, exciting, and catchy highlights. The first thing to keep in mind when writing the text in your LinkedIn profile is that 60% of traffic on LinkedIn is on mobile. So you really need your highlights to be catchy and quick to absorb. Use the About section to talk a little bit about your unique story. What are you passionate about? What have been the common themes between your jobs? What are your key skills? Here's a look at mine. It talks about my psych background and the workplaces that I thrive in. Then consider the experience section, and again, think mobile. When listing your jobs and experience, use short sentences. Make sure it's really clear what impact you've had and what awards that you've won. Here's an example of my own, as well as an example of a colleague of mine's. I use really strong numbers to illustrate my impact. She uses awards to illustrate her impact. Both are really good. Both recognize that we've done a good job in those roles. So think about what impact or awards you can share to highlight the positive contributions that you've had in your roles. And remember, 60% is on mobile, so it's not the more the merrier. Just choose a few really strong points and include those. And if you're still really stuck, look at people who you admire on LinkedIn. Look at Angela Arendts from Apple, Mel Perkins from Canva. Pick people who you really like, see how they set up their LinkedIn, and see what you can use as well. So that's P for picture, Q for quick, catchy, exciting highlights. Let's talk about R for recommendations. In the last video, Nan and Anna talked about the importance of recommendations. Recommendations are a really good way to share what you like without you having to tell people how good you are. And personally, it's one of the first things that I look at when I'm stalking someone's profile. So ask someone who you've worked with or worked for a recommendation. It only needs to be a few sentences long, so it should only take them a few minutes. Now, they're the three things to keep in mind: P for picture, Q for quick, exciting, catchy highlights, and R for recommendations. And again, keep in mind, 60% of the traffic is on mobile, so be short and sharp. That's it for this week. Remember to reach out if you have questions that you'd like us to answer about your career. Otherwise, in the next video, we're going to be interviewing Lenka and Jody, who are two Agile specialists and are very fun to be around. So it'll be a great video. They'll be talking about how they got into Agile, what it means to work in Agile, and a little bit more about their journey on the way. All right, I'll speak to you soon.